One question from the audience is concerning people, deceased individuals. What period of time is optimum for leaving the corpse without touching it or doing anything to it, and what means of disposal is preferable, either burial in the ground or cremation or whatever? Di pena soso di mezzon di shikenina mi shitsarne teni yunrington gatso de rola gayamazone tagasaran shatna gajirese teni demase teni rode yamena sayo la bena yamena mela setnya yamena chula huna ganda gajirese chu de mepazode rode mepazode
Sanjak Sumbaton, Peggle Sosina, Shitsade, Rote, Sante, Jamma Meva, then is a polo, then Japasun to shed, this land of this Sumbares, Little Bellina, then Gachuma Jale, Nagal Javiaris, then Kit Podayana, Ki Saisine, Kit Pocena, Silene, che sai che cani javres, chapa sunt sella, tene, panda jab, panda da, so da cana, tene ro, Melson and Cheltuna, the Zariadis, the Yapamendus of Matatis, tene, Venesina, Chalpena, Melisona, Salpana. Chogato, mi padre, insomma, Chasun, sono Jackson e Yaris, Teta Vicinante, Automores, Teta Mazina, Yerticule Socoena, Tessin and Riseris, Yapares.
Then a Rabian and then a Shaposunda shade
Salpana, Calisina, you got the Lusocale.
Then he sosogi yugi luso la rode, mi di shitsan and then he lamsa melasan ravaji. Luso yuna, Shaposunda shake a sharp matubna, then he can zona gajere. From the point of view of the Buddha's teachings, and certainly the way these were practiced and developed in Tibet, the idea was that or is that when a person dies, although their physical body is biologically dead, their consciousness will remain in an intimate association with the body for some 3.5 days. And during that time, it is ideal if the corpse cannot be or is not moved, or ideally not touched in any way. So certainly in Tibetan culture, when someone died, the corpse would be left completely alone for 3.5 days. The only change that might be made was if the person was wearing very heavy clothing. Then as much of the clothing as could be easily removed without agitating the corpse too much would be removed, and the corpse would be left clad very lightly. This was held traditionally to also help the exit of the corpse from the body, or the exit of the consciousness from the body. Sorry, it's been a long night. And so in Tibet, this would be the case. For 3.5 days, the corpse would be left untouched, and then someone skilled in the poa, or transference of consciousness technique, would be invited to the home or to the hospital, wherever the person had died, to perform the meditation to aid the consciousness in departing the body in the most skillful way possible. And then the body would be taken to a cemetery or a crematorium and disposed of in any one of a number of ways, depending on the part of Tibet. Sometimes burial was burial in the ground, sometimes committing the body to water, sometimes cremation. Various rituals were used, and all of these were usually involved not merely the disposal of the corpse in some way, but a ritual that was performed by one or a group of people involving chanting and meditation in order to, again, aid the faith, the experience of the deceased individual's consciousness. So Rinpoche said these traditions do exist, and if they can be applied, Rinpoche says, my own opinion is so much the better. It would certainly only benefit in the case of someone who died. If one is in a culture that does not accept these kinds of practices of leaving the corpse for a period of time or of disposing of the corpse in these various ways, then one may be simply forced to follow the cultural norm, even though one may feel inside oneself that it is not really the best thing to do. In a certain sense, you have to strike a balance between causing too many problems surrounding the death of an individual and trying to make it fit a perfect pattern, and instead maybe just go along with the cultural forms that are present. It would certainly be ideal, even if the corpse had to be moved immediately or had to be disposed of or cremated immediately. It would certainly be useful if someone who is proficient in the POA technique could be summoned, or at least could be contacted to perform the transference of consciousness for the individual before the actual destruction of the physical remains took place.